Video I'm about to watch the 10 most dangerous kids in the world. I don't have to discuss or go farther. Let's just get on with the video.
With caution. Number 1, Michael Hernandez. At age 14, Michael Hernandez lured a boy from his middle school into a bathroom and stabbed him 40 times, resulting in the death of the young boy. After stabbing, he calmly attended class, like nothing happened. Upon further investigation, authorities found a list with the name of Hernandez's planned victims. His sister was also on the list. Can we say
What?
Michael Myers? He was given a life sentence in 2004, which the U.S. Supreme Court mandated a review for recently. Number 2, Brian Blackwell. Just the last name scares the crap out of me. Black and well. It's like it's a dark chasm of some kind, like a hole you just go into and hide, and scary like his eyes. Brian Blackwell from Liverpool, England, was 18 years old when he took out several loans and credit cards in his father's name, wanting to appear richer and wanting to live a lavish lifestyle. When his parents started asking questions about the money, he beat them with a hammer and stabbed them repeatedly. He then took a trip to New York with his girlfriend, leaving his dead parents in his house. Authorities found their decomposing bodies. Blackwell was diagnosed with a narcissistic personality, and he was sentenced to life in prison. Number 3, Brian and David Freeman. I don't know what's up with these names. You got Brian and Brian, both different spellings. So I guess if your name is Brian, you're kind of screwed in this area. You're going to be like a murderer or something. So if your name's Brian out there, you better go get checked out. In 1995, Brian, then 17, and his brother David, then 15, killed their own family in Pennsylvania. They savagely stabbed their mother after stuffing shorts in her mouth. After killing their mother, they moved upstairs where they beat their father and 11-year-old brother to death in their sleep. Brian and David were both neo-Nazis. They shaved their heads, wore military uniforms, and got tattoos across their foreheads. They were both sentenced to life for the murder of their family. Why don't you just save 5 cents and shoot them both in the head? I mean, you commit a crime, you confess to it, right? Why don't you just save the money from the American people, put a bullet in your head? The end. Don't have to pay for you. Number 4, Edmund Kemper. Or at least it's not Brian, right? In 1964, Edmund Kemper shot both his grandparents. He was only 15 years old at the time. During questioning, he said that he wanted to see what it would feel like to kill grandma, and that he killed grandpa because he'd be angry about grandma being dead. He only served 5 years for the shootings. When he was released, he went on to kill and dismember 6 female hitchhikers in Santa Cruz, California. He later also killed his mother and her friend, and then turned himself in. By then, he was known as the co-ed butcher. Some of these names the media come up with, because his name's Ed, so you go co-ed butcher, like he's in college or something. He was 6'9", weighed over 300 pounds, and had an IQ in the 140 range. His victims always stood very little chance. That right there, my friends, is again like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers. Although Kemper was sentenced to life, he requested to be executed. Capital punishment was suspended at the time, so Kemper is still serving his life sentence. I think we should just take him out of the prison right now, if he requests it, and we don't have to pay for all his meals, and we just execute him on the spot. You know, pretty simple. Take him out of the cell, put him in the chair, electrocute his ass, and then that's it. We're done. Request granted. Number 5, John Venables and Robert Thompson. In 1993, 2-year-old James Bulger was abducted from a mall in Bootle, England. I probably butchered the crap out of that name. It looks like Boot and L-E, so I'm going Bootle. If it's not, let me know in the comments below. 10-year-old John Venables and Robert Thompson weren't only responsible for the little boy's kidnapping, but also for his brutal murder, torture, and mutilation. They led the boy through a 2.5-mile walk through Liverpool. At least I know that name. They dropped him on his head, leading to injuries to his face. 38 people saw the 3 boys on their walk, but no one called the police, assuming the 2 boys were their younger brother. They led James to a railway line and began torturing him. They poured paint into the boy's eyes, kicked and stomped him, threw bricks and stones at him. They put batteries in his mouth, and finally, a 22-pound bar was thrown on top of him, fracturing his skull. James suffered so many injuries, 42 in total, by the way, that it was never determined which one was the fatal hit. Before leaving James behind, John and Robert laid him across the tracks and covered his head in rubble, hoping a train would hit him and make his death look like an accident. His body was, in fact, cut in half by the train. The 2 boys were arrested after one of them was recognized on video camera footage from the mall. They were in prison until they were 18, making them the youngest convicted murderers ever. They were released on parole under new identities. Why would you do that? I don't know what it is. I mean, you either got the UK, United States, I don't know what you're doing. They're released on parole after savagely killing this guy? Like I said, take them out of their cell. They know they did it. You put a bullet in their head, you're done. The end. Number 6, Michael Carneal. Or at least it's not Michael Myers. Michael Carneal wrapped a shotgun and a rifle in a basket and took them to school at age 14. He passed off the weapon as an art project he was working on. He also carried a loaded pistol in his backpack. He opened fire on a prayer group. The attack killed 3 girls and injured 5 more people. He then turned the gun on himself and said, "Kill me, please. I can't believe I did that." After being diagnosed as mentally ill, he was incarcerated and is currently still serving a life sentence. Okay, so Michael, you should have shot yourself. You just said, "Kill me, please. I can't believe what I did." Yeah, I can't believe what you did. How about you kill yourself? You should have just pulled the trigger. Number 7, Josh Phillips. In November 1998, an 8-year-old girl named Maddie Clifton disappeared. Volunteers searched for her for a week, but the search was called off when Phillips' mother went to clean his room and found Maddie's body under his bed. Phillips was 14 at the time and was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Again, shoot him in the head. Number 8, Brenda Ann Spencer. Spencer was the mastermind behind a San Diego shooting in 1979. What is up with these California shootings? This state is crazy. She lived across the street from the school and shot students and teachers from her bedroom window. She was only 16 years old, but she was tried in court as an adult. She's currently still in prison. Number 9, Graham Young. Graham Young was an English serial killer who killed his victims through poison. He was sent to a mental hospital when he was only 15 after trying to poison his own family and kids at school, which made them violently ill. He never really got caught until he killed his stepmother by putting poison in her tea. He spent 9 years in a mental hospital. After his release, he poisoned another 70 people, 2 of whom died. Young, also known as the teacup poisoner, died of a heart attack in prison in 1990. Probably poisoned himself. Or one of the prisoners is like me and found out what he did and decided to put his own medicine against him. Number 10, Mary Bell. There's just something about Mary, isn't there? Mary Bell strangled 2 toddlers at the age of 11 in England. Okay, again, most of these are England and California, United States, bouncing back and forth. She carved the letter M into their chest and mutilated their bodies. Coming from an abusive family, Bell showed clear signs of a psychopath and was sent to prison. 12 years later, she was released and given a new identity. What is up with them giving new identities to killers? Just shoot them. She had a daughter, and in 1998, they had to flee their house under bed sheets because the press found them. In 2009, Mary became a grandmother. Now go check the daughter out. That's probably a killer in the making. I'm going to be looking around the house and seeing all these kids and being like, uh-oh, they're on the street. Are they going to kill me when I go out there? Stay inside. Thanks for watching the video, friends. Check out all the other videos we have for you here at Top Trends. Hit the like if you made it this far. Subscribe for future love. Not murder.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't want to watch no more videos. That was just sad. Because why would you want to kill your family, friends, and I should say people that's close to you? Why would you want to do that? That's stupid. Anyway, hope you hit the like button. If you're not a part of the family. Please subscribe. Turn on that bell notification to win an iPhone 6. Thank you and bye.